Berni story. 1 minute to summarize 30 years of courage, idealism, and adventure, with the big questions as agricultural engineer and biologist. How to develop crop plants with less chemical inputs, how to find an alternative ways to produce without polluting the earth, something that was so different that allowed me to develop the market from the fly, with no face to large producers of insecticides. So, with that in mind, I started with the things that I had. I did field experiments with crops using different formulas of herbal extracts, looking through the window of biological, physical, and chemical scopes, under the knowledge platform of chemical messengers, and taking into account the basic triad: matter, energy, and information. Basic materials: carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, and enzymes, and obviously DNA too. Therefore, combining this knowledge with the scales theory, I could reach a consistent and holistic interpretation of the plant universe, of the crop field and its surroundings, including the others. I'm referring to insects, bacteria, fungi, of course. Everything contextualized within the regional landscape mosaic and its relationship with radiation and biomass productivity. Everything looking for a sustainable way of doing the IPM practices. The knowledge platform and products. In 1989, we start exploring the semiochemical platform of knowledge. The most important product of this moment were the pheromones. But reading scientific papers of the Research Center in Applied Chemistry of Saltillo in the Mexican Central Desert, it took into account that there are another chemical messengers who work on the plant insect or plant microbe interaction, like allomones, chiromones, and cyanones. Then I chose this blue ocean to sail. So, with the use of this platform and the push and pull concept, I designed some formulas with the idea to pull beneficial insects into the growing field and push or repel the pests out of the crops. After time, my wife and I reached the first version of BioCrack, the first push and pull product made by Berni. For us, the meaning of this brand is not related with the narco culture. It is only a heavy and powerful concept. The fight of life versus the crack of death. A real balance between the good things against the destructive processors who work in harmony with nature. Using this technological and semiotic concept, we focus our teaching and learning process on the growers and technical advisors, people who were interested in the possibility to manage the insect flows into the crop field using some natural chemical messengers, without the use of insecticides or reducing the doses of it. Attracting the beneficial and repelling the pest in order to reach a very useful and dynamic flow of matter, energy, and information under the scope of the agro-ecosystem management. Therefore, in some cases, we reach the biointensive level of IPM, the UDL of IPM. I must confess that this circumstance has been achieved a couple of times with a cantaloupe grower in Honduras and with a tomato grower in Culiacán, Sinaloa. It is necessary to say that the main barrier to reach biointensive level of IPM is to develop an efficient and inexpensive monitoring system, allowing good level of prediction with accuracy and effectivity. Using a knowledge transfer process to conquer the mind of the interested people, we develop our particular way to sell our products, and at the same time, we create a very friendly and loyal relationship with our clients. Just talking about the possibility to keep the insect population flows below the economic threshold. So, let me talk a little bit of our 4 products. 3 of them for the agricultural market and 1 for aquaculture market. The Big Brother formula for the IG market is BioCrack for the Latin people and Bot Balancer brand for the rest of the world. This product uses the push and pull effects to manage the insect population into the crops. The other is a nematode regulator, and Fractal as a natural bactericide and fungicide. As we don't have enough time, you can see other technological creatures for management of cicadas and shrimps in our webpage, just writing in the browser bernilabs.com. Our vision for market development. Taking into account the position that Berni Labs has a market developer, we must be very smart to generate our own way to grow, and we call that David against Goliath strategy. At the beginning, we didn't have anything, just a few pieces of knowledge and the only will of doing things with value and perspective. Just believing in my father's inception to create a better world, just doing things for the purpose, not only for the money. If I speak about our marketing strategy, I could summarize it to these simple goals: education to knowledge transfer of agroecology and IPM practices in specific issues where we know that there are gaps in the information for better and appropriate decisions. From our perspective, it is extremely important to consider the issue of communication at molecular level between plants and insects, as well as the identification of insects. It should be noted here that establishing monitoring systems is essential by the simple reason that what is not measured is not controlled. Discipline to bring a visual recording system and practice-oriented decision forum through information approach. Tracking this issue perhaps is more critical to sustain progress, especially when you take an innovative and disruptive proposal in crop insect management, and this is linked to the demand coming from the market, like healthy food, nutritious, safe, organic, pesticide-free, etc. Understanding this demand sometimes trumps the economical wishes of the grower, and now the order comes from the consumer of the fruit and vegetable. In relation with this part, I think we are living a transitional phase, so we must act with intelligence, using the old age and at the same time looking for the new technologies that can be useful for a more intelligent crop management. We are dealing with the objectives of profitability and presence in the marketplace. The solution of this new paradigm must be developed considering all the connectors of the value chain. If not, we can consider ourselves out of the game. For the future of Berni Labs, the big challenges are: number one, to understand the mix of claims arising from the market. Number two, to achieve the best market value for our products in our distribution network. Number 3, to reach a successful generational transition. And the last minute, to say thanks to all those who believed and supported us, especially my family, my friends, and all early adopters of our tech proposal. Farmers and growers from different sites and valleys in Mexico, Costa Rica, Honduras, Guatemala, and Spain. These people believe in the possibility of doing new things by adopting new technologies, such as the use of chemical messengers, to change the insect behavior. Thank you all for improving the IPM practices and taking them to a new phase. Especially, I'd like to thank to my son Jorge and our friend and advisor Dan Badulescu, who offer us the opportunity to share with you our entrepreneurial experience with the chemical messengers applied to the IPM system. Thank you all for your kindness and attention.